So today we are checking out Lidica, also known as the Ranger with the sword. We're gonna take a look at her kit, see where and how to use her, how to gear her, and see if she is worth it to you. Lidica is a 5-star fire ranger. Her S1 is Wild Rose. She whips you with her sword, reducing your combat readiness by 10%. If you do have a debuff on you, it reduces by an extra 10%. The S2 is Thornbush. It attacks everybody with an 85 up to 100% chance to inflict blind and unhealable for 1 turn, then dispels 1 debuff. Please note that the strip happens after the hit. The S3 is Public Execution. She whips you with her sword with the best S3 animation in the game, decreasing your buff duration by 1 turn. Then she will decrease your combat readiness by 100%, then inflict slow for 2 turns, then granting herself skill nullifier for 1 turn. Lidica also has an exclusive equipment which grants her effectiveness up to 16%. The first EE will boost the damage of Wild Rose by 20%. The second EE will make it so that Wild Rose decreases by an extra 5%. And the third one will dispel an additional debuff when using Thornbush. The pros and cons to Lidica is that she is one of the fastest heroes in the game with 124 speed. The S3 takes advantage of that speed, letting you reduce the combat readiness of someone by 100%, then inflicting slow on them, and then the S1 stacks on top of that, letting you reduce the combat readiness even more because they will most likely have slow on them. But that is really all that is great about her, because her cons are that she is a single target attacker. Not only that, the utility on it isn't even that great compared to how many other better heroes there are, and that she can't even do damage either because you're gonna gear her speed, but she does not scale speed. She needs a buff. We didn't hear many good things about Lidica, so where do we use her? Not in any hunts, that's for sure. Not in any expeditions either. The only place you could actually use her these days, I think, is in Abyss, at least PvE wise. But PvP wise, I don't see it working any better. In Arena, she's pretty much useless. World Arena, you could use her, but there are definitely better choices such as Acid, a Coley, Cerise, like freaking nearly anybody. And then in Guild Wars, you could make use of her if you just really want to use her because you want to see her S3 animation. She could work there, but I don't know, man. There are definitely better choices for you there as well. So how do you play Lidica in the one place you might find a use for her? She's pretty much a first turn unit. You S3 to reduce the combat readiness to 0, get the skill nullifier, and hopefully inflict slow. And then you just whip people. She does have a strip on S2, but yeah, that's pretty much what her main use is just to open up with that S3 and reduce the combat readiness. Okay, so how do you gear Lidica? You would throw her on a speed set with as much speed and effectiveness as possible. Then if you have space, you can stack some health and some defense and whatever else as well. There's really no point of stacking attack, crit damage, or crit chance. As for artifacts, I do think Sword of Judgment is the best because it allows you to proc the S1 twice. But if you don't want to use that or you don't have it, you can always go with Rosa Hargana. It is a very reliable ranger artifact. You can also go with Song of the Stars for the extra target debuff, or Guiding Light if you just want to survive. It's really hard to gear her damage because of how her kit works. Her kit needs her to move fast because you need to lap, because you need to push back, because of all those things that just require her to be fast to make her kit work. And yet she doesn't scale speed, so you can't make her into a DPS. So until they change it so that she scales speed, this is pretty much the only viable build that I can think of for her. Now, after bashing Lidica so hard, what are my final thoughts on her? Is she worth a pull? Sadly, no. I do not recommend you pull for her. As much as I love Lidica, I cannot recommend that anybody pull for her unless you just want her for your collection. But if you did pull for her because you like how she looks, or you just have her randomly, is she worth the investment? I would still say no. There are just so many other units that can do her job and better than her. Even 4-star units that can do it better than she can, or can serve a purpose much like it and have it be more useful. Lidica is just not useful anymore. She was back then, but not anymore. She's hard to use. She's very hard to use, and I cannot recommend anybody pull or invest in her at all. But we do have some good news, and that is that her waifu rating is very high. She is one of my favorite waifus. She's got the drill hair, she's got a weird sword that whips, and she's also got one of the greatest S3 animations in the game. When I first saw the S3 animation in the very first Valentine's event, I told myself, dude, I need this freaking waifu. And of course, I did pull and I did get her. And not only that, she also has the skin, the bridal skin. She is ready to be your waifu, dude. Why would you not rank her at the very freaking top? And as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or join the Discord and we'll help you out. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thank you for hanging out with us and I'll see you guys next time, man. Bye.